Oh, hello. Welcome back to the channel where I post all about video games based on licensed stuff. It could be a book, it could be a TV show, it could be a movie, it could be toys. I've done all sorts of wacky things on this channel. And today I'm returning to my origins because we're going to be talking about a little series called The Simpsons and an entry that I can't believe I hadn't made a video of this thing yet. But before we talk about a game, let's talk about talk about games, because I want to tell you real quick about my book called Bart versus My Hopes and Dreams, looking back at 30 years of video games based on The Simpsons. Long title. But the title is really Bart versus My Hopes and Dreams. And this is a book I wrote in 2021 that is all about every Simpsons video game ever made. I wrote this book. I released it as an ebook on itch.io. But I'm excited because now I can hold a physical copy. You're looking at it already, but holy moly, look at that. I'm holding it. It's a real thing. You can now own a physical copy of my book because it's available as a paperback on Amazon.com. I'm showing you the picture here. You can see the neat cover. You can see Ralph there is into it. He's welcoming us to this experience, this reading experience. You can see there are a couple of pages of the book. This young lad does have a healthy interest in money, which is why I'm selling it. No, it's not for profit or anything. It's just that, printing a book costs money. So that's why this paperback is out there for some dollars or some cash if you're willing to put that toward a book. But yeah, it's available. That's the news here, real quick, is that my book, Bart vs. My Hopes and Dreams, is on Amazon. It is available as a paperback. That's exciting. I'm going to hop over to that real quick just to show you the page. It's $15 USD. I'm sure it's going to be a different price in different regions, but because we're on Amazon, it is available globally. Whatever region you're in, it's there. You can read all about it there, and you can look it up if you like. One more time, it's Bart versus My Hopes and Dreams, and it is my hope and dream that some people out there want to not just read about this subject of every Simpsons video game ever as an ebook, but they want to hold a physical copy, just like I just did. You just want to flip through those sweet pages, look at some black and white screenshots of Simpsons games, but more importantly, read all about the games and one man's long journey with those games. Because if I haven't reminded this channel enough yet, I first got into this in 2002. That is my official origin for all this licensed video game stuff, is my interest in Simpsons games starting in 2002. So I've been at this for a long time, and there's a book about it. You can read all about it. It's got a front cover. It's got a little, there we go. It's got a little back cover with some details. But more importantly, it's 372 pages of Simpsons video game action. And that's my promo for my stuff. Now, let's move on to today's subject, which is The Simpsons, Bart versus Homersaurus. This is an LCD handheld game, if you remember those, from 1994, made by the big boys, one of the big boys, Tiger Electronics. Here we are on my Simpsons website, noiseland.co. This is another one of those things that originates way back in 2002 when I was first making fan websites. Remember those? Well, I have one for The Simpsons, and here you can read all about Simpsons games, and I have a page for it, and I have all sorts of details. You can see, different images. You can look at it, how it was in the original packaging. But I've already made videos about a lot of Simpsons stuff. So I'm not retreading the same ground, because this is a video about something I helped create, which is the browser simulation of Bart versus Homersaurus. Now, this is a project developed by Itizso. If you're not familiar with the RetroFab page, in fact, I'll just open the page real quick so we can gaze at it lovingly. RetroFab is the name of this compendium of simulations, of LCD game simulations, which you can see here. There's already some Simpsons games on there, and they are there, again, thanks to Itizso, spelled Itizso, that's the developer. But I helped him create some of these things, and that I provided photographs, video footage, so that he can create the simulations, assets, etc. And I helped with both of these Simpsons games, in addition to a Peter Pan game We also worked on some Star Trek games, or collaborated on some Star Trek games. So, yeah, RetroFab is this incredible compendium of a ton of LCD handheld games. You have to dive into it. It's such a big list. Here you can see some of the other things. Again, Peter Pan and the Pirates, that's one that I helped create as well. And he's got a ton of stuff. So Itizso is an amazing developer, super prolific, does a ton of good work for preserving these games in a very unique way that helps convey the experience, right? Because an LCD handheld is a physical device. It doesn't have like a traditional screen. It's just these sort of it's basically a sprite sheet, and you're turning these graphics on and off. In any case, we made one based on Bart versus Homersaurus. This was at this point, Tiger Electronics had been at it for a long time, and by the mid-90s, they were trying to innovate. They're trying to come up with, like, what else can we do? And this is part of what they call their talking series, which is, it's an LCD handheld, just like all the others, but now there's voices, and that's very exciting because for a long time, these things were just beeps and boops. That's the only sounds you got. So introducing sound really was, I think, a big hook for your customer who's looking for this kind of game, who doesn't. I mean, in fact, I'd be surprised if a Game Boy game based on The Simpsons had voice. Whereas this thing does. So it's a very impressive effort by Tiger Electronics, and now you're going to see an even more impressive effort by Itizso to create a completely playable version of this in the browser. And that's what I'm going to be playing here today. This is a game with let's look at the manual real quick. Why not? Before we even dive into this. Yeah, let's go full screen. Yeah, look at that. Manual scan, you can read the whole story. Bart's in a museum. The Springfield Museum of Natural History. And you're going to be finding all sorts of wacky, whoa, what was that? That was weird. I think I probably accidentally flipped the manual. Here they tell you the object of the game. You have to win the game by completing stage 4 without being nuked out of all 3 chances. So, yeah, there are 4 stages basically. Each stage getting more and more intense with more enemies and more obstacles in the way. Here you have some of they're demonstrating that there are going to be some VO lines in there. Again, that's a very impressive thing for a game of this vintage, of this type. A lot of sound effects, etc. How to play, I'll just cover that as we go. Here they tell you what kinds of stuff you're going to face in each stage. What else is there? Scoring. Scoring. I don't know. I've never been a score person. To me, it's all arbitrary numbers. Like I'm always more impressed when an LCD handheld has a finale or has an ending, and this does. So, will I actually finish the game in this playthrough? I don't know. We'll try it. All right, so here we go. Let's actually, before I do anything else, let's get a better background. Here we go. That's just a little more. I like this better than the blank gray. So. All right, are we good to go? Yeah, we're going to be playing on Gamepad, another amazing innovation by Itizso. In fact, we're going to do a few things. First of all, these things were black and white graphics. Itizso creates colorized graphics. And in fact, he improves the background. You can see there kind of one version of the background, which in the device itself, it's just a piece of paper. You can imagine that. It's a piece of cardboard with a printed image on it. That's that background image in the middle. Itizso cleaned it up, it looks like, and the graphics are going to be colorized. That's another Itizso innovation, which makes these things a billion times better. I'm just looking at my controls real quick, because there are controls. There's a leaderboard too, really. Who's on it? Conga Line Monkey, with 19,440 points. Am I even on this? Oh yeah, look at that. I showed up at some point. But somebody else is better, at least with the scores. That's cool. All right, I've set up my settings. Oh, we can look at the packaging. I forgot that. Yeah, he also includes this, so you can see like a sort of 3D version of the box itself. Again, very impressive. You can zoom in, read all of the back of the box stuff. It's just, oh man, I'm always impressed with Itizso's work. The level of detail and care is just above and beyond. So that's why I'm making this video also, is just, I want to talk up Itizso's work and how amazing it is, because it is really, really good. All right, now I think we'll actually start the game. We're going to turn this on. It auto-zooms. I didn't even do that. And now we're going to start one more time. Let me make sure I have my gamepad controls in order. I think so. All right. There's the colorized Bart, by the way. All right, so this game, you're basically dodging. I can climb up onto this pillar. I have weapons, which I can use to attack, just like I attacked that skeletal dinosaur. You have to basically stay up, climb up on the pillar, and stay there. That's the way to get through this game. There's a lot of crap on the floor. There's Lisa trying to take you out for some reason. I don't know why she's against you. We knocked out... I think we knocked him out. Here comes this guy. We're going to kick him with a shin bone or something. Lisa, come on. Don't be a jerk. You have to be careful, too, with your timing, because sometimes the trick also is Bart can't stay up there indefinitely. He eventually gets booted down, like there. I didn't push down. I got kicked back down to the floor, so you have to be very careful. Oh, I got hit. There are hit points. You can see at the top there. If you let the nuclear bar fill up, you are dead. Alright, so you have to basically just watch your hit points, don't take too many hits. Again, look how good this looks. This just looks really, really sharp. And as a reminder, the graphics are black and white in the original, so the depth you get just by getting the colorized graphics, I think is just it adds so much to this. I don't know. My wish is that one of these companies will give Itizso like $1 million, just because all this work is amazing, and they would create like an official release of this in some form, because it's really good. It's great work. I don't know how many times I can keep saying it's amazing work, but it's really impressive. All right, so yeah, let's take him out. So it looks simple. But remember, there are 4 stages, and it's going to get progressively more difficult as we go. So, it's going to get more intense, the attacks get more frequent. I think there's a... I did play and test this a while ago, but I forget the details, but I feel like there's a trick to getting a higher score that I'm probably not utilizing. Alright, so that was the indicator that we completed a stage. We're on stage 2. Alright, let's go. Alright, come on, dudes. You gotta watch your floor. Lisa, why you gotta do that? It's worth noting, too, that Itizso's process is not dumping the ROM, which is what... Oh, how do you take out... Oh, you kick the shin bone to the floor, I see. I was like, how do you take out that Triceratops? I don't know. But yeah, Itizso's process is not to like dump the ROM or anything. It is to use a video recording. That's how you're hearing the sound effects and the voice. Is like I would produce a recording of the complete game, and he takes the video recording and extracts the assets from that recording, which is incredible. So keep that in mind. All of the assets are manually pulled from a video. All of the gameplay programming, all of the programming in general, is hand artisanal programming. It's handcrafted. None of this is pulled from like a chip on a device or anything. It's all just hand created. It's really remarkable that he does it. Oh, yeah. See. They tried to trap me there between the Homersaurus and Lisa, but... Oh, nope. Oh, and I forgot that they reset... Oh, I got hit again, but they reset the health. That was cheap. That was so cheap. I couldn't get out of that water splash, because I got knocked down, and then I was just down there. Alright. Oh, I have to dodge the bone. That's what's going on there. Okay, so there you go. Now they're reminding me that I need to... If the bone gets thrown out, I have to make sure to hop down. And I also have to avoid getting hit. Alright, we took out the Triceratops. Dodge that. I don't think you can attack Lisa. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm screwed there. Oh! 4 hits. Not good. 5 oof. I think I'm 1 hit away from death? I think there are lives. Yeah, there are lives. That's the Bart faces on... Oh, we did it. Okay. Yeah, the Bart faces on the left are the lives, but I didn't lose a life yet. That's good. Okay, go. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, now we got the Triceratops on the left. I forget. I think you get a good... I should have like looked over the scoring with a bit more detail because certain actions give you higher scores, and I cannot remember what does what. Like, I think if you hit the pterodactyl when the brick it throws, you get a higher score somehow. I can't remember. It's been a while, and that's another reason I'm making the video. Is it has been a while since this got released. I think I do not even remember anymore when we covered this game, but yeah, I was just really shocked I hadn't made a video yet because because A, it's really cool and it's Simpsons related, and I do all of course I cover all the Simpsons games, but more than that, I just want people to play this because it was, you know, a lot of work for Itizso, and I feel like all these games deserve all the attention they can get. Alright, what are we doing here? Alright, it is getting more intense. I haven't taken hits since stage 3. 6660. I got bopped. Alright, let's get off the ground, please. Yeah, I'm seeing I have to be a bit more strategic about how long I hang out on top. Because, again, I will be forced to the ground if I stay up there too long. So it is a good idea to hop down every once in a while and then hop back up. Alright, gotta dodge that Lisa attack. I'm doing pretty good. We're already up to stage 3. Like, I'm cautiously optimistic that... Did I take a hit? Why did he say that? Why did he lament and say, oh man? I don't think we've been attacked by the Homersaurus yet, or hit by the Homersaurus. Alright, take that dude out. You know, sometimes part of the process with these simulations, because Itizso, something else to note, he doesn't have the device. Oh, we finished stage 3. Okay. Yeah, Itizso doesn't have these devices. That's why, like, in these instances, I'm collaborating and helping because I have this device, so I can provide the footage, I can provide the testing, and Itizso is just programming the game based entirely on the footage. He's just watching a video and extrapolating what the game should feel like, and then I'll send some feedback on, like, this is too fast or too slow, or this particular detail of the gameplay isn't in there yet. But sometimes when we're working on these things, there are judgment calls about, like, oh, you know, this thing is too hard in the original, like unfairly hard, so why don't we tweak it to make it easier? Those kinds of judgment calls. I kind of feel like we did that with this game as well. Like something was off, and we were like, let's err on the side of making it easier, because we've run into at least one or quite a few games that are frustratingly difficult, where you play it and you're like, yeah, this is not fun. This experience, the original experience, is not fun. So there's a lot of judgment calls in developing these things when you're not just dumping the ROM. You're kind of interpreting the game based on footage and someone's feedback, someone's written feedback too. So another reason these games are impressive. Itizso is just like making these judgment calls about how where can it be fun, where can it be improved or changed. Not significantly, because it's meant to be a simulation of the original, but there are some decisions made. Anyway, that was a lot of blabber. I don't think I'm going to beat that one score. Like, that guy had like almost 20,000 points. Like, I genuinely want to ask that person, like, or rather, I want to see their playthrough. I want to watch that person's playthrough to see what they're doing to get that many points. I feel like there's like a trick to getting a higher score that I'm completely forgetting. Oh, 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 we dodged all of that. That was a lot going on. Some of the games I've noticed, they'll throw a lot of things at you to make it feel difficult or complicated, but ultimately they're not. like look, maybe like any game. Once you have the hand, what was I just saying that it's not that complicated? Yeah, once you have a handle on what is happening, it obviously it's just manageable. You're like, okay, I know what's going to happen. I know what to expect. That's a video game for you. All right, hop down, take out the bone dinosaur. I don't think we see Homersaurus ever outside of this game. Like, I don't even think we see a Homer as a dinosaur in the show. Any kind of dinosaur. We see Grandpa as a dinosaur. There's a Treehouse of Horror that, where Bart, oh no, where Grandpa gets turned into a dinosaur, Jurassic Park style. Ooh, that was a bad bunch of hits there. All right, let's hop down real fast. Alright, here comes the pterodactyl. What else, buddy? What else you got? Okay. Let's hop down. In case it hasn't been clear, what's happening at the top is there's a hammer and there's a, like, dinosaur jawbone. The jawbone gets thrown to the right to take out the Triceratops and the skeletal dinosaur. There you go. That was the ending of Bart versus Homersaurus. I did complete all 4 stages, and yeah, these games with defined endings, these LCD handhelds that have like an ending, there's always like a win state and a lose state. If you get a game over before the end of the game, you get like a little like failure sound cue or music cue, and if you win, you get like a little triumphant bit of animation and music, which is what that was. That was Bart winning, I guess, and running across the museum in excitement. But yeah, anyway. And as you can see here, one of the innovations Itizso introduced is the scoreboard, is the leaderboard. So I can punch in my score. Let's go ahead and just use the name I used last time. Do it. Oh, okay. And let's open up the leaderboard one more time. Where does it land me? That's, wait, did that get recorded? I don't know if that got recorded, because it was higher than this. In any case, it doesn't matter, because I still would have been far down on the list here. And, Conga Line Monkey. Who are you, Conga Line Monkey? How did you achieve 19,440 points? I mean, the top 3 really. CBG, 18,850, Zillion with 17,590. Like, how are you getting these scores? Like, actually, hold on. We could just probably open the manual one more time and look at the scoring to figure out, like, what are people doing to get those scores? Yeah, all the features, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to the scoring page. No, that's not what we want. Oh, here we go. Explaining the club thing. Well, I already explained it. There's a club. The club hits to the left, and the skull hits to the right. Is that a skull? It's a weirdly shaped skull. Then it's like you saw it. It's like a vertical jawbone looking thing. It's like the biblical donkey's jawbone that you used to stab someone with. In any case, scoring. So what do they have to say about scoring? You get 60 points for avoiding some things, 100 points for avoiding other. Oh, interesting. That's how they're doing it. So I'm guessing as each one of the floor obstacles, like the nuclear ooze or the puddle, shows up, when you jump right before it gets to you, you get points for that. So that's what, and obviously I wasn't doing that at all. I think that explains it. I think they're dodging the ground things. Avoiding nuclear waste by Homersaurus. What? Nuclear shock waves by... Homersaurus had 2 attacks? Really? Because the shockwave was clear. In this version, it was the red wave he shot out. But the nuclear waste, I have no idea what that's about. Throwing bones and skulls at Triceratops and Pterodactyl. All right, that's just attacking them. I was doing that. Hitting Homersaurus with the Caveman's Club. Lose 20 points by getting stuck in nuclear ooze. And puddles by getting hit with Lisa's hose. Oh yeah, so if you get hit, you lose points. Okay. But yeah, I think this is how they're doing it. I think those top 3 players, or the high score players, they're actively dodging the stuff that comes up on the ground. And by doing that, they are... Oh wait, what's this? Skip 50 points for avoiding Lisa spraying the hose at Bart. For throwing skulls at T-Rex. Huh? For avoiding Lisa spraying the hose at Bart for throwing skulls at T-Rex. That's a weird sentence. In any case, so I can see how there's... My strategy of staying up on the pillar helps for survival, but it's not the best way to get the highest score. So I did beat the game, but now I see that there are tricks to getting high scores. All right, cool. One more thing I want to show you though, just to really emphasize how cool this is. I'm going to switch back to standard graphics so you can see just how boring the original game's visuals are. Go. Look at that. Again, it's cool for technology for its time, but the colorized graphics do a lot. So, yeah, I just wanted to show that off real quick before I call it. All right, well, that's actually what we can do. We can mute the game while I talk over the finale here. But that's it. That was Bart vs. Homersaurus, a game from 1994 that has now been recreated and playable in your browser with keyboard and mouse, or with keyboard, or with a gamepad, and you can play it today. I'm going to link to it in the description, and it's just there, and it's amazing. And I think people should play it. That's it. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working on it. It was a cool game to bring to life. And slowly but surely, Itizso and I are working through the Simpsons catalog, because there are more than this. In fact, just to tease what might be, we'll go back to this site real quick. Look at that. According to my site, there are 6 LCD handhelds. Itizso has already brought 3 of them to life, which is Cupcake Crisis, Bartman Avenger of Evil, and Bart vs. Homersaurus. There's 3 other ones out there in the wild, so who knows? I might eventually end up making more videos. What? We're not talking about Ninja Turtles. Go away, Ed. But yeah, there you go. That's it. That's Bart vs. Homersaurus. Thanks for watching. And until the next video, I'll see you.